Welcome geometry students to the homework help video, page 434, numbers 5 through 13, all 16 through 18, all, and 23 through 25. Let's go ahead and get started. Open your books, get out your pens, pencils, papers, calculators, and let's get started. Number 5. The directions for 5 through 13 read, find the area of the triangle. Find the area of the triangle. So here we go. Let's start off here with number 5. Whenever you're asked to find the area of a triangle, we're going to use this formula right here. Area of a triangle equals 1/2 times base times height. Now, we talked about this in class today. This is going to be your base right here. That's obvious, 12. And then the height is not going to be this side because this length right here does not form a right angle with the base or with the horizontal. But this line right here is the height, because first of all it runs from the very top of the triangle all the way down to the bottom line, and it's perpendicular to the horizontal. So this is going to be your height. So I have 1/2 times the base times the height, which would be 42 if you type it in correctly to your calculators, 42 centimeters squared. This assignment should not really be too difficult. Number 6. Obviously this is going to be my base right here, 7. Put a B right here. Notice I have a right angle right here and a line that runs from the top of the triangle all the way down. So this is going to be my height right here, 6. So area of a triangle equals 1/2 base times height. So 1/2 times my base, 1/2 times 7 times my height, which is 6. And if you multiply those together, you will get 21 feet squared. 21 square feet. Moving on to number 7. Now I would recommend here on this problem, let me slide it down here, I would turn the triangle so that you have, now by the way, you could turn it like this. So you have 3 for a base and 5 for a height, or if you wanted to, you could turn it like this and you would have 5 for a base and 3 for a height. It really doesn't matter. I'm going to leave the triangle like this right here. So there we go. So 5 is going to be my base, all right? And then here's a line perpendicular to the base, and it runs all the way to the top of the triangle, so this will be my height. So the area of the triangle is 1/2 times the base times the height. Alright? And that's going to give you 7.5 or 7.5 yards squared. Okay? So not too hard. Moving on. Let's take a look at number 8. Now this line right here will not be the height because it's not perpendicular to the horizontal. This length right here is not the height because it's not perpendicular to the base or to the horizontal. But this line right here, this length right here, runs all the way from the top of the triangle all the way down to the base, and it forms a right angle. So 4 is going to be my height, and then of course all the way across is 9. That's going to be my base. So to find the area of this triangle, it would be 1/2 times the base times the height. And if you type that in correctly into your calculators, you will get 18 meters squared if you type it in correctly. Moving on to 9. Now I would obviously turn this triangle, okay, so that I have a base, and I'm going to do this. Now I know everything's upside down, but we can handle that. First of all, this is a 7, so I'm going to put a 7 right here. And this is a 4 right here for this line going up and down, so I'll put a 4 here. Alright, so obviously this is the height of the triangle because it's a length that runs from the top of the triangle all the way down to the base, and it's perpendicular to the base. It forms a right angle, and my base is 7. So the area of this triangle is 1/2 times the base times the height. And if you type that in correctly, if you type that into your calculator correctly, we'll say it that way, you will get 14 square yards. 14 square yards. Okay, moving on to number 10. Alright, no trick on this one. Here's your base. It's going straight across. Here's the height of your triangle. So in order to find the area of that triangle, it's 1/2 times the base times the height. 1/2 times 14 times 8 would give you 56 millimeters squared. Okay, that's the area of that triangle. Area, of course, is the inside of the triangle. All right, inside of the triangle. Okay, number 11. Well, first of all, understand the length from here to here, this length right here, is not part of your base. That's an imaginary line that the book drew out. Okay, to be honest with you, if I were to cut this triangle out real quick here, like this, and then pull it off to the side, that's the triangle right there, okay? And the base would be 12, and then we're going to draw an imaginary line going straight up and down, and put a little right angle here, and that's going to be 12 right there, okay? Now we know this is the base because it starts at the top of the triangle and goes straight down and forms a perpendicular line or a right angle with the horizontal. So to find the area of this triangle, it's 1/2 times the base, which is 12, times the height, which is 12. And you will get, if you type it into your calculator correctly, 72 inches square. All right, let's move on to number 12. Okay, same thing. I'm going to highlight your triangle. This is your triangle, okay, right here. And you're finding the area of this triangle. Now we know this is our base right here, this line right here. This line right here, not my base, sorry. We know this line right here is my height, and here's how we know that. It's a line that runs from the top of the triangle all the way down to the horizontal, and it forms a right angle. This is my base right here, of course, 5. So the area of the triangle is 1/2 times the base times the height. And you will get 10 centimeters squared, or 10 square centimeters. All right. Moving on to number 13. Again, you can pick up your book and turn your book if you want to. I would turn your book so it looks like that right there. And then we'll slide it down a little bit. There we go. And now I've got my triangle. This is a 9. You can barely see it, but this is a 9 right here. And that's going to be your base. This is not your height right here, okay? That line I'm scribbling on right now does not form a right angle with your base or with the horizontal. However, 14 would be your height. It is a length that runs from the top of the triangle all the way down so that it's perpendicular to the horizontal, okay? So we have a base 1/2 times the base times the height. 1/2 times 9 times 14 would be 63 square feet. That is the area of the triangle. Let me pause and get a drink here real quick and we'll continue on. Okay, number 16. Now, number 16, actually 16, 17, and 18, they give us the area and they want us to find either the base or the height depending on what we're missing. Now, in this problem here, I'm going to write everything off to the side because in a second I'm going to flip this and it's going to be hard to see everything. So the area is 22 and I've got a 4 right here, okay? And that's going to be the height. We'll see that in just a second. Let me go ahead and flip this. All right, there we go. Okay, now this is my base right here, and notice we're calling that B. This is my height right here, and they've given that to us, and it is a 4. So we're trying to find the base. This is a B, not a 6. We're trying to find the base. So the formula is area equals 1/2 base times height. So for A, area, I'm going to substitute 22. For 1/2, I'm going to leave 1/2. B, I'm going to leave B. And for H, I'm going to substitute a 4. Now, anytime you're solving linear equations, you simplify, first of all, both sides of the equation. So if you simplify 22, there's really nothing you can do, so bring down your 22. If you simplify this side over here, you have 1/2 times B times 4. Well, that's the same thing as 1/2 times 4 times B. And 1/2 times 4 is 2, and 2 times B is 2B. And now we divide both sides by 2, and we see the height, or excuse me, the base of the triangle is 11. Okay? And you could check your answer if you wanted to. You could put an 11 right here for the base, and take base times height divided by 2, and see if you get out 22. and you will. So the base that we were looking for is 11. Now let's take a look at number 17. We don't need to flip this one. We're looking for the height. There's my h. They give us the area, 63, and they give us the base. The base is 14. So here's our formula. Area of a triangle equals 1/2 base times height. For A, I'm going to substitute 63. That's my area. For 1/2, I will leave it 1/2. For B, I will put 14. And for H, I will simply put H. And now here we go. You can't simplify the left side of the equation, but you can simplify the right side of the equation. 1/2 times 14 is 7, so 7h. And now we're going to divide both sides by 7 to get h by itself. 63 divided by 7 is 9. 9 equals h. 9 equals h. All right, moving on to number 18. We are going to have to flip this one. Let me tell you something. Let me get a drink here real quick. I do see this right angle right here, and so some of you might think, oh, there's the height, there's the base. No, 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 no. Remember, this line right here, this 16, that's not part of the triangle, so it can't be the base. Okay, the base has to be one of the sides of the triangle. That's not going to work, all right? But if we turn it like this, now look what we have, other than somewhat of a confusing mess. But if I can get this to settle in there a little bit, well, that'll just have to do, I guess. But anyways, now that I've turned the triangle, this is my base right here, and then the height, of course, has to be this line that comes down and forms a right angle, and that would be this line right here. This length runs from the top of the triangle down to the horizontal and forms a right angle. So my height would be 16. My area is 80. So we're solving for B, the base. So area equals 1/2 base times height. So for area, I'm going to substitute 80. I will leave 1/2 1/2. For base, I will put a B, and for my height, I will put 16. All right. Now we cannot simplify the left side of the equation. However, we can simplify the right side. 1/2 times B times 16 is the same thing as 1/2 times 16 times B, and that would be 8B. And then divide both sides by 8, and 10 equals B. So you just found the base of the triangle. If a triangle has an area of 80 and a height of 16, then its base must be 10. All right, let's continue on. Let's take a look at number 23. They want us to find the area of this entire object. Now, I'm going to split it up, and I think that's really the smart thing to do here. Okay. So there's the top part of this figure. I'm going to pull it right over here. And then here's the bottom part of this figure. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to find the area of each one of these, and then we'll add them together. All right, so let's go ahead and label our sides. First of all, we know this rectangle here has a length of 7 and a width of 4. We get that from right here, 7 and 4. Okay, over here we know the height. If you'll look over at the drawing there, the height, this line going straight up and down that forms a right angle with the base, the height is 4. Now they don't give us the length of the base here for this triangle, but think about it. This line right here has to be the same as this line right here. So if this line is 7, this line is 7, so the base of this triangle is 7. All right. Well, let's quickly find the area of the rectangle. We're going to find the area of the both of these, and then we're going to add the two areas together. Now, this rectangle here is the easiest area to find out of the two objects here, or the two polygons. Whenever you have a rectangle, you multiply length times width, and that gives you the area of the rectangle. So the area of this rectangle is 28. Now the area of this triangle here would be 1/2 times the base times the height. All right. And if you multiply that together correctly, you will get 14 for the area of the triangle. So the area of the triangle is 14. The area of the rectangle is 28. Add those two together, and you will get 42. And don't forget, we're dealing with meters, so meters squared. So the entire area of this whole polygon, this whole shape right here, is 42. And we got that by finding the area of the triangle and the area of the rectangle and then adding them together. All right, let's move on now to number 25, and we're finally done. This is it. So let's first of all, I do believe it's very helpful, in my opinion, to cut these parts of the polygon out so you can see them. I think it's very helpful. So first of all, I've got a rectangle I'm going to find the area of. This length right here is 8. This width right here is 6. So I found the area of the rectangle. That was pretty simple. It's 48. Now the triangle is going to be a little more difficult, so be careful. Now watch as I trace this. Okay, sorry about that, guys. My throat is bothering me just a little. Now, pull this down, and we'll pull this down here and try to line it up a little bit the best we can. Okay, now let's go ahead and copy everything they have. Notice, I'm going to be really simple here. Notice we have a right angle symbol here, so I'll put a right angle here. Okay, notice this length right here is a 5. And then the triangle that we're trying to find the area of, I'm going to highlight the triangle or outline the triangle that we're trying to find the area of. We're trying to find the area of this triangle right here. Okay, this triangle right here. Okay, so now one more thing you need to know. Do you see the length or the measurement from this point to this point is 8? You see that? Well, that means the measurement from here to here on the triangle also has to be 8. So I know the measurement. I'm going to change colors here so we can see it a little better. The measurement from here to here is going to be 8. Let's go ahead and turn this thing and see if we can't get a better picture of where the base is and where the height is. So let's turn this thing around. There we go. And now I think that helps a lot. Of course, this is a 5 right here, so I'll cross that off and put a 5. So it looks like the base of the triangle is 8 from here to here. And the height of the triangle, this is not the height right here. That is not the height right here. This blue, this line I'm scribbling blue on right here, that is not the height, because that line is not perpendicular to the base or to the horizontal. But this line right over here starts at the top of the triangle, goes all the way down and forms a right angle with the horizontal. So 5 is your height, 8 is your base. So the area of this triangle is 1/2 times base times height. And if you multiply that together correctly, you will get 20. So the area of this triangle is 20. The area of this rectangle is 48. If you add those two together, you will get the correct answer, which is 68 centimeters squared. I hope this homework help video has been a help to you. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to call or email.